Miss Johnson is a wonderful single parent who lives with her two lovely kids, Benjamin and David. Miss Johnson loved her two kids more than anything in her life. One day, Miss Johnson was taking Benjamin and David to school. On their way, Miss Johnson realized that something wasn't right. A black tipper truck was following her car. The driver of the tipper truck was a notorious criminal hired by someone in Miss Johnson's workplace to kill her. The tipper truck crashed heavily into Miss Johnson's car, but she and her two kids escaped unhurt. They took to their heels, running with the hope that someone might help them. The notorious criminal and his men chased after them. As Miss Johnson and her kids run along a bridge, she tripped over the bridge and fell into the river. Benjamin and David were terrified with fear as they watched their lovely mother drowning in the Scarlet River in Mississippi. Benjamin and David cried their heart out. These two young kids have no one in this world. With their mother dead, their only hope is lost. Benjamin and David were now lost. They could not find their way home and lived in the farms in a poor neighborhood. They have no place to sleep. Water was very difficult to find, and they could barely find food to eat. So one day, Benjamin decided to go to the cattle farm to see if he could find food scraps to feed himself and his little brother, David. Benjamin searched and searched, but he could not find any food. Benjamin looked around the farm and saw that the owner of the farm was not around. So out of desperation, he decided to milk a cow. Benjamin knelt and started sucking the cow's breast. The cow initially resisted, but soon gave in. Benjamin fed himself and sent the rest of the milk home to David. Little David was so happy when he saw the milk. He drank to his satisfaction and looked excited. But Benjamin was quiet. He was thinking of what they will eat the next day, because this time, he was only lucky the farm owner wasn't around. The next day at 6 o'clock in the morning, Benjamin decided to go to the cattle farm to see if he could milk a cow for breakfast. But unfortunately, he was caught by the farm owner. The farm owner decided to punish Benjamin for stealing his milk. He ordered Benjamin to fetch water and pour it on the ground till afternoon. After Benjamin had finished fetching the water and the cows laughing at him, he was ordered to sweep the cow droppings till evening. All this while his little brother David had eaten nothing the whole day. He looked frail and sick. Benjamin was allowed to go home when night came. When Benjamin reached home, David was dead. Poor Benjamin has lost his mother and lovely little brother in a single month. Benjamin was devastated by David's death. That night, he went to the river where their mother died and sorrowfully slept on the bridge, with no hope for tomorrow. As Benjamin was sleeping, a brand new black Toyota SUV drove by. Out of the beautiful car came a very handsome rich man. This rich man was Benjamin's father, Mr. Johnson. Benjamin's father had traveled to New York when his wife died. When he traveled back home, he was informed about the death of his wife and the subsequent loss of his two adorable sons. Out of love for his family, Mr. Johnson took upon himself to visit the bridge where his late wife died every night. He was so happy to see Benjamin, but he did not want to wake Benjamin up. When Benjamin suddenly woke up, he was overjoyed seeing his father and hurriedly and warmly embraced his father. Benjamin narrated the death of his mother and the subsequent horrors and suffering of him and his brother, and the sudden death of his little brother David. His father was heartbroken and cried like a kid. Though Benjamin was in too much pain, he knew, with his father there was hope for the future.